Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sprint 278 review. This was a 4-week sprint that covered the Christmas and New Year's break. Although it is a 4-week sprint, most people took some time off, so it's probably about 2 weeks worth of work. And I'll start with the overview, Elsa on the UI. Adam is out today, so I'll present the provider slides, and Joe on the platform. Uh, This sprint, we had 172 PRs merged, and a huge number of them were technical debt and other, mainly around a blast out to every single repository to do things like drop old Ruby versions, drop code climate. There was some other technical debt that we cleaned up in a lot of the different workflows, things like concurrency and permissions and things like that. That created a huge number of PRs, and as you can see, a huge number of those got merged. And over to Elsa on the UI.
Thanks, Jason. For UI, we had several PRs to handle technical debts and dependency updates. First one is by Ashirwad to transform HTML collections into arrays to enable array operations. Then we have updated yarn-log file with latest dependencies. Cypress was updated from 15.8 to 15.7 to 15.8. Then various action updates by Jason to drop code climate, ensure concurrency section, permission section, etc. Then other dependency updates like for ESLint plugins, decode URI component, Babel preset React, CSS loader, code mirror, and others. Next slide. For UI servers and UI components as well, we have updated yarn-log file with latest dependencies. And just like the other one, various actions have been updated here. That's it for UI. Over to providers.
Okay, on the provider side, Adam added the ability to run service retirement subtasks with workflows. Previously, even though you could pick a workflow, it didn't actually would flow through the workflow, but you could never actually execute the retirement on the server side. So this completed the entire service retirement section with workflows. Uh, on the Amazon side, we locked down AWS SDK CloudWatch to a specific version, which was fixing failures that we were seeing where they changed from an XML format to a JSON format, and then we were getting parsing errors. So we locked it down for now, and we're trying to figure out how to get to the newest version. And the bot added C8A database flavors as well. On the workflow side, Adam added a built-in method for retire execute. That's to work with the core change up above. And that, similar to provision execute, that will actually do the actual retirement within your workflow. He also added a UI URL to the execution context. This way, if you have to generate URLs to the UI, for example, if you want to build an email body and point to a specific resource, this will give you the URL so you can actually build those links. On the flow side, Adam added the raising states.timeout in running to remove duplicated timeout checks, which is more of a cleanup. He fixed state.ready when a task is running with no wait until, and also missing IO ready when running with Docker Podman, which the latter was a change in the IO wait Ruby gem, where they removed the ready method. So that needed to be cleaned up. And then checking wait until before starting a state and implementing task timeout seconds and timeout seconds path. All that was related around timeouts and waiting to restart the node. Um, be, there was some timing issues that we were running into, so this fixed all those problems. And finally, I added a flow log built-in method for writing a record to the log within a workflow. And that's it for providers. Over to Joe.
Thanks, Jason. For platform enhancements this sprint, as mentioned previously, Jason had a bunch of GitHub actions, including several of the platform repositories Some of them are listed here. He dropped code climate. He was fixing some sorting and some other things, like ensuring the concurrency and permissions sections were consistently listed. He also refactored the Ruby versions logic out of the plugin generators CI GitHub Action template. He changed it into Ruby code, so the workflows file is much simpler. When I added Rails 8 support and dropped end-of-life Ruby and Rails versions in the active record ID regions and Postgres HA admin repos. Next slide. For bugs and maintenance this sprint, Keenan fixed the code owners file to ensure the correct people are pinged for code changes. I updated the base CentOS packages to the latest 9.0 release, as the previous versions were no longer being hosted on the CentOS repositories. Next, Jason and I refactored our collapsed migration and the schema dumper, as loading the schema RB in Rails 7.2 was failing because the table constraints were already being dumped, so we only needed to dump the table inheritance. Next, Jason updated the minimum bundler as we were dropping older Rubies, and it simplified listing the dependencies. Jason also updated the minimum AWS SDK S3 to address some CVEs. Next slide.
And that's all for our Sprint 278 review. Our next Sprint review 279 is on January 19th at the usual place and time. And I'd like to thank all the presenters today and all the contributors in our community. Thanks, everyone.